Namaste, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me for practice today. This is a Dharma Yoga all levels class, but it's got more of a slant to the intermediate level practice. But you can, I give modifications to suit lower levels of abilities, and I give variations, of course, to suit the higher levels. So please practice according to condition, and please be mindful of your limitations and your abilities. Thank you so much for joining. So let's begin. Sitting tall and supremely still. Close the eyes. Bring the attention inward. Nothing to do, nothing to seek. Everything we need is already within. Let's begin with the sound of Om 3 times to attract divine attention. Imagine you are everywhere. Shivaya, about the inner light. May all beings everywhere be happy and free from suffering, and enjoy this practice through our senses. May we acquire a strong desire for liberation from pain and suffering, And may we cherish no ill feelings against each other. Only peace, love, joy, and compassion. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's do the mantra for purification 3 times to purify the space, the grounds, and all the psychic channels within. If you know it, of course, chant it along with me. If not, just imagine you're singing with the voice of the Guru, and you derive all the benefits of purification of the space, the grounds, and everything within. So do it loud enough so it can be heard by the bodies within and the gross bodies without, outside. So, and try to do it in one breath as well in order to try to do it in one breath, each one. Each iteration. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Prandrikaksham Sabahya Pyantraha Sji. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Prandrikaksham Sabahya Pyantraha Sji. Om Pavitraha Pavitra Va Sawa Vashtanga Topi Va Yaha Smarit Prandrikaksham Sabahya Pyantraha Sji. Now, let's do a little bit of pranayama. So just sit tall and straight. Make your way into a comfortable position. Left hand in Yana Mudra. Second finger and thumb connected, other 3 fingers extended, resting on your left knee. Your right hand, Vishnu Mudra. Second, third fingers fall down, turn a palm towards you, and then becomes the Pranayama, the mudra that we use for Pranayama. So we're going to do alternate nostril breathing. This is the main breathing that we try to do every day. Try for at least 12 cycles at home. We won't do that many in the interest of time, but so I'll just get you started just for this, the technique. So we're breathing in through the active nostril, which I'll show you first. I'll show you in a minute how to do. We hold the breath. We inhale through the active nostril for 4 counts. Hold the breath for 16. Through the breath retention, we're engaging the throat in a root lock. To engage the throat lock, you bring the chest up high as you inhale. You bring the chin on the chest. Try to get the chest as high as possible so that your back doesn't hunch when you bring your chin down. Your tongue comes to the roof of the mouth behind the teeth. You concentrate on the space between the eyebrows. For the root lock, contract the muscles of the perineum, pull them up towards the navel. Feel as though you're lifting your whole pelvic floor up. So you're holding for 16, exhaling out through the less active side for 8 counts. Then back up through the less active for 4, hold for 16 again, apply the locks, exhale for 8. So now for the active nostril, you close off one side at a time. So use your thumb to close off the right side, breathe in and out through the left side a few times, and then try it on the other side. So close off the left side with your right ring finger. Try to see which side feels more open. That is your active side. If they feel exactly the same, then you just default to your left side as your active side. So let's begin. I'll guide you through it. Breathe out completely. Empty the lungs. Close off the less active side. Inhale through the active. 2, 3, 4. Close both sides of the nose. Hold the breath. 2, 3. Apply the throat lock and root lock. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Exhale through the less active side. 2, 3, 4. Release the tension of throat lock and the root. 7, 8. Inhale through the less active side. 2, 3, 4. Lift the chest. Hold the breath again. Third eye attention. Everything stops. All the mind fluctuations. The body is still. Even the emotions on hold.
13, 14, 15, 16. Exhale through the active side. That's one cycle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through the active side. 3, 4. Hold the breath. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Breathe out through the less active side. Release the locks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through the less active side. 3, 4. Hold the breath for 16. Keep your attention at the space between your eyebrows to attract all the life force, the vital force. Exhale through the active side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through the active. Hold the breath for 16. Concentrate hard on the space in your eyebrows, throat lock, root lock. 14, 15, 16. Breathe out through the less active side. 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale through the less active side for 4. Fill up as much as you can. Inflate the lungs. Then hold the breath. Exhale for 8 through the active side. Keep the shoulders down, the back straight. Inhale. Hold for 16. Keep the face calm. Don't tense up the facial muscles. Exhale through the right side, the less active side, sorry. Inhale through the less active side. Hold the breath. Keep the count even. Exhale through the active side. Inhale. Hold. Everything stops. All the attention to the space between the eyebrows. Exhale through the less active side. Relax the locks. Inhale through the less active side as fully as you can. Hold. Exhale through the active side slowly and steadily. Inhale for 4, hold for 60. Keep the count even. Exhale through the less active side. Inhale through the less active. Hold. Exhale through the active side. Last time. Inhale through the active side. Fill up the chest. Hold. Chin against the chest. All the pelvic floor muscles engaged, pulled up. Exhale through the less active side. Inhale through the less active side. Hold the breath. Exhale through the active side. And bring the right hand back down. Just take a moment to assess the state of the body, the mind, the emotions. The pranayama is a vital aspect of the practice, is a gateway from the outward yoga to the inward realm of yoga. Through the control of the prana, the life force, we prepare ourselves to settle the mind into quietness, which is needed for meditation. Now let's try to keep that quiet mindset throughout the practice. Concentrate on the infinite, all the possibilities that allow us to embrace the practice to its full extent and to experience all forms, all experiences. So let's now start the physical practice. So start by charging the body up with the earth's energy. Bring the feet about 10 inches apart. Bring the arms up over the head. Inhale from the soles of the feet right up to the fingertips. Watch the energy rising up through the body. Visualize it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold all the attention to the fingertips. Hold the breath there. 4, 5, 6. Exhale all the way back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, draw the earth's energy right up to the fingertips. Use your attention to attract it all up there. And then holding it all at the fingertips, hold the breath. Feel as though you are fully charged. Exhale all the way back down. The breath goes all the way back down throughout the body to the ground. Last time, inhale, pull up even more of the earth's energy right up through the body, charging it up. Holding it all at the fingertips, suspend the breath. Exhale all the way back down. Now bring the arms down, and then let's do some warm-ups to just prepare the body for the practice. Start swing from side to side. Feel as though the arms are heavy ropes hitting the body. Roll the arms around the body. And then come back to the center, hands on the hips, and start to circle the head. Not too fast. Try to see the floor in all the directions as the head moves around. Loosen up the neck. And then go in the other direction. The ears touching the shoulders, if you can. Chin on the chest. Back of the head to the top of the back. Now, bring the arms up. Take hold of the opposite elbows. Work the waist. Bend to the left. Bend to the right. Try not to make wrinkles in the waist and the underside of the body. Left. And then right. Come back to the center. Little circles here of the head and shoulders. And then maybe the upper back and the chest as well. Good. Getting larger circles. And then go in the other direction. Just starting small first, mostly the head and shoulders and neck. And then gradually getting larger. The chest and the upper back come into the motion. And then more of the body, the trunk. Good. And release. Bring the left foot forward, the right foot back.
Right hand starts to circle around. Imagine it as an airplane propeller. And go back. If you need, you can support your shoulder with your left hand across the chest, inside the shoulder, and back. Forward again, and back. And switch legs. Right foot forward, left foot back, and then feel as though you had a weight in your left hand. Go backwards. Feel as though you're winding up to throw a ball, and then go forward and back. Forward and back. And release. Good. Now from here, lion's breath 8 times. So make as though you're pouncing like a lion. The eyes go wide, the tongue hangs out of the mouth. Shake out the wrists, move the fingers as fast as you can. Up and down. Take your arms out to the side now and swing the right leg back and forth. You can bring your left hand on the wall or a chair if you like. Try to touch the knee to the shoulder. And then the other leg. Loosen up the hip. And release. Good. Now from here, come to the front of the mat. Bring the hands to the heart. Close the eyes. And just remember to stay in the mindset of offering up the practice. Renounce all the fruits of the practice. Dedicate them to something higher and greater than just the satisfaction of your own desires and needs. Make this your divine duty to all beings everywhere. So let's move together. Imagine you move together with everyone all at once to deliver you more benefits and be more of a force of energy towards all beings. Raise your arms up over the head. Go down into forward fold. Bend your knees if you need to. Bring your hands flat on the ground. Right foot steps back into lunge. Sink down to the seat. Lower the knee. Lift the chest. Come into high plank. Lower the knees down. Bring the seat all the way back behind the heels. Now come forward. Glide between the arms. Tug at the floor. So you're trying to pull the floor towards you. Lift the head. Bring the head all the way back. All the way back. The seat behind the heels. Come forward again. Brush your nose to the ground as you come forward into your cobra. Shoulders back, arch the back. One last time. Seat comes all the way back. Glide forward. Pull yourself forward. Back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift the seat. Bring the seat up, the head down. Look to the hands, right foot forward. Lower down the knee again. Arch the back. Look up. Press the seat in. And bring the left foot in to meet the right. Chest on the thighs, head down. Come all the way up to standing. Lift the arms up over the head. Bring the hands back to the heart. Don't worry about the breath. Just move the body in a way that feels natural. Moving with the breath so the breath stays steady and even. Left foot back. The breath will figure it out and offer more fluidity and more ease of movement. Feet together in plank. Lower the knees. Seat all the way back. Come all the way forward into your cobra again. Pull the shoulders back, lift the chin, take the seat all the way back again. Glide forward, tug at the floor of the arms. Propel the body forward with power, yet with the utmost grace. All the way back. One last time. Come forward into your cobra. Roll over your toes, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Melt the heart, head comes towards the ground. Left foot now steps forward. Try to land the foot softly. No big loud noises, no jerks, no jerky motions. Pull the body down onto your legs. Come all the way up. Hands back to the heart. Imagine the witness watching the body, moving all by itself. So make the experience as beautiful as possible. Right foot back into a lunge. come into high plank. Ashtanga Namaskar, knees, chest, forehead down. Glide between your arms, scoop right up into the cobra. Shoulders back, don't jam up the back neck of the lower back. Down into downward facing dog. Look to the hands, right foot forward. Place it quietly again. Feet together, nothing that will send the witness into a state of distress or distraction. Hands back to the heart. Raise your arms over the head. Go down. Left foot back into the plank. Merge with the highest consciousness, the God consciousness. Come forward and up. So when you're witnessing yourself through the eyes of God, you see everything with unconditional love and non-judgment. Left foot steps forward to the hands. Sink down to the seat. Feet come together, Uttanasana. Gesture of abject humility. Come up over the head. Surrender. Hands back to the heart. Adding on, reach the arms up over the head. Stretch the front of the body. Come forward and down. Fold the body in half. Bend the knees, land your belly on your thighs, join the hands behind the back. Extend through the crown of the head. Exhale, plunge the head down towards the earth. Use the body to push the legs back. If your legs are straight, bring the forehead to the shins. And then release the hands, right foot back. Lower the knee down, sink through the seat again. Arms come up over the head. Kapiyasana. You can keep your hands apart. If you can, join the hands together. And then bring the hands back down. Plant the hands. Swing your left leg all the way up. Three-legged dog. Come forward. Keep your leg up. Shoulders over the fingertips. Squeeze the elbows close to the body. Elbows right by the rib cage. Bring your chest down. If you need to, you lower the knee down at the same time so the chest comes down. And then come into cobra. Back into downward facing dog. Lift the seat up and back. Right foot swings up again. And then move the shoulders forward over your fingers so you can bring the right foot down quietly between your hands. Lower the seat. Kapiasana again. Bring your arms up. Telescope the body about the hips. Reach back. And then bring the heads back down. Glide the left foot in to meet the right. Chest again on the thighs. Join the hands. Extend through the crown and plunge the head down again. Uttanasana. Gesture of humility. Release the arms. Sweep them all forward the head. Come back to Pranayama. Always come back to source. Going back to the heart. Place of love. Reach the arms up over the head. Go down. All the movements reflecting devotion of the utmost extent. Chest on the thighs, join the hands and bow down again. Uttanasana. Release the arms beside the feet, left foot back. Lower the knee down, sink down, telescope the body out the hips. Raise your arms over the head, pull your body up out long, out of the hips. And then bring the hands back down. Plant the hands, moving the right leg all the way up and back, three-legged dog. Come forward to high plank. Again, lower down. Engage your core, squeeze the arms by the body, and then the chest lowers down. And then the feet come together, come into upward cobra, back into downward facing dog. Lift the seat up and back. Left leg comes up. Step the foot between the hands, very quietly. All the movements graceful. Sink down to the seat. Feels like you're doing a dance. All the transitions seamless. Right foot comes in to meet the left. Pull the belly against the legs and push the body back into your legs to straighten the legs. Forehead to the shins, head coming towards the ground. Release the hands. Come all the way up. Arch back. Hands back to the heart. Couple more rounds, different variation. Reach the arms up. Go down gracefully. Lift the head and chest, press into your hands. From here, back into Chaturanga. You can hop or you can walk back. And into upward facing dog. Lift the hips and knees away from the ground. If it's too much, keep your hips on the ground. Now, pull the chest forward. Pulse a little bit. Try to get your hips a little bit further forward. You can bend the toes under if it makes it easier. And just try to push the shoulders back, the head back. Again, try not to jam up the back of the neck. Keep the back neck long and the lower back as well. Feel like a dog howling at the moon.
Roll over your toes, round your back, and then to arrive in downward facing dog, just sink your chest towards the ground. Keep your arms long, try to get your head below the arms. If you can strike the floor as the top of the head, belly towards your thighs. Good. Hollow out the back of the body. Feel like a dog stretching its back. Demonstrate the loyalty of the dog to its master. Lift the heels, bend the knees up to the hands. Bring your feet forward, hopping or walking. Uttanasana. Pull the body against the legs, head down. Come all the way up to standing. Hands back to the heart. Once more. Arms up over the head, hips forward. Go down gracefully into Uttanasana. Lift the head and chest, press into the arms. Bend your elbows and come back so you can land smoothly and softly, not a big jarring motion. Come into upward facing dog. Immediately transition back into downward facing dog. Again, come forward, round your back as you're making way from one pose to the other. Upward facing dog. Tuck your chin in and back. Feel like a shapeshifter moving effortlessly between the forms, one form melting into the other. Seamlessly, upward facing dog and downward facing dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees up between the hands. Bring your feet forward softly between your hands, hopping or walking. Uttanasana, pull the body against the legs. Come all the way up to standing. Reach back behind the head. Bring your hands back to the heart. Stay here for a moment, take pause. Inhale from the heart up to the space between the eyebrows. Exhale back down to the heart. Remain established in divine love towards all. Let go of all expectations and all attachments to the results. Release. So let's try some standing postures. Starting off with ballet pose. Standing on your left foot, pick up the right foot, take hold of the inside of the heel, thumb behind the heel, and then bring the leg up. So try to get your toes and fingers on the same line. Maybe it's about the shoulder height. If you're more flexible, bring it closer to your shoulder, bring the leg up higher. Lean a little bit to the left so you can still keep the fingers and toes on at the same height. If you're having trouble, you can just straighten your leg and just maybe hold it underneath the leg, the lower leg. So just do according to your condition. If you're very flexible, you can try variations. You can take the foot in your left hand. You can get your leg right up close to the shoulder. And then take your right arm out. This is a nice option here, a nice variation. Be magnificent like a dancer. Then from here, bring the foot in front. Keep your foot in your left hand, or take your foot in your outside foot in your left hand. Lift up through the chest and bring the right arm back. Stay upright here. If it's too much to straighten your leg, just take hold of the outside of the knee. It will look like this. Okay. Now from here, pull the foot in, and then see if you can wrap it around the other leg. Twist your left a little bit so you might be able to hook the foot more easily around the back leg. If it doesn't hook, don't worry about it. Left arm on top of the right. Eagle. Sink down, bring your shoulders in front, the elbows in front of the shoulders. Press up and release. So just try to come immediately into the form. Be like a dancer who just comes into different roles effortlessly. Whatever they're interpreting, they find their way without hesitation. We try to merge with the form through the practice to help cultivate compassion towards all. All forms, all the same. When we tap into their consciousness, that's where we find the ease in the pose. Again, if you want to take the
different variation, you can. You can even let go of the foot if you like. Practice your strength. Or if you have the flexibility, take your foot in your right hand. Extend the arm, left arm out. Modify as you need to. Don't go to a place of pain or distress. This is not what you want to transmit. Then from here, bring a foot down in front. Lower your leg a little bit to about the height of the hip. If you push out to the base of the big toe, sometimes it helps to keep you steady. And then take your left arm back. Eventually you can turn your chest more to the left, look beyond your left hand. Bend your knee if you need to, hold the outside of the knee if it's not accessible to straighten your leg. Then from here, take the foot back. Bring the knee up high first, and then cross your thigh over the other one. The standing leg, hook the foot if you like, if you can, by twisting a little bit to the right. And then face forward again, right arm over the left. Come into Eagle Garudasana. Sink down. Try to keep your shoulders over your hips. Keep your gaze intense like an eagle's. Release, come back. Okay, so one more sequence. Bring your arms up over the head. Starting off with warrior 3. Take your left foot forward, come forward, and then raise your right leg up. Feel like you're lying on a table. Straight line from the toes to the fingertips. Be straight. Your line is as true and straight as your intentions. Serving. Protecting. You can stay here. You can always take your arms out to the side or take your fingertips to the ground. If you want, you can come into toppling tree. So raise your right leg up higher. Bring your belly down towards your thigh. Join your hands together, bend the wrists. Pull your hands over your shoulders, arch your back. You have to curve your spine by bringing your chest forward a little bit and your head up. Try to get your right foot higher than the left, than your head. And then break the pose. Press into your left foot to come back up. Try it on the other side now. Come back to the back end of the mat. Raise your arms over the head. Join hands together. And then step forward with the right foot. Hinge at the hips. Bring your body level to the ground. Bring your left leg up. Try not to open up the hip. Try to keep a nice straight line. Again, if you need to, modify, make it easier by bringing arms up to the side like an airplane, or even fingertips down to the ground. Stay strong. Okay. Pull the navel into the front of the spine. And you can go into toppling tree if you like. Interlace your fingers behind your back, bend the wrists so your palms stay open. Lift the left leg up higher, the body comes down, the belly comes to the thighs. Pull the hands further over your shoulders and arch your back by bringing your chest forward. Release. Come back down. Good. Now, face the long edge of the mat. Come to the middle of the mat, bring your index fingers together, or the middle fingers together, I guess. Same line as the elbows, jump your feet apart. Coming into a star shape. Go to your left, Virabhadrasana 2. Sink your hip down, open up your stance a little bit more. Lean forward a little bit, get a sense of purpose and direction. See if you can, when your right hand swings down, see if your fingertips will touch the ground. Bring your right arm up to meet the left. Virabhadrasana 1, hips and shoulders square. If you can't square them off completely, you can lift the back heel up. Look up. Take the head behind the arms. A gesture of abject surrender. Every pose reflecting devotion and divine love. Lower the knee down, flatten out the toes. So prepare for Kapiyasana by curving your side body. Try to take all the wrinkles out of the waist area. Left hand to left knee. Lean away from the leg, bring the right hand to the back heel or foot, somewhere that's accessible. Now from here, if you can take the right foot up. If you can take the foot in the crook of the arm. If you can get your foot close to your shoulder, your fingers close to the ear, when your left hand comes around, you'll find the hand more easily. And then you can push the foot away from the shoulder so that you take out the sharp angle of the elbow. Think of a swan's neck. No sharp angles. Make sure you're not hunching towards your right or tipping to the right. Keep your chest up. If it's not possible to do this, you just stay with your hand on your knee and your leg on the ground. Now from here, if you want to go into Kapiasana, you can. Advanced practitioners, if you pull the foot close to the shoulder again, and take your hand, your arm in front of the face, take your toes from above, slip your right shoulder out from underneath, allow your head to drop back, and your foot might connect with your head. You can take your foot with both hands or extend your arms up to your full balance, keep your hips forward. If it's too much, keep your leg down. Wiggle your shoulders back, make a crescent moon shape, arch your back. Look back, maybe you'll see your toes, index fingers over your toes. If not, just do the best you can. And then come back up. From here, place your hands on the inside of the left foot, walk your left foot out a little bit more to the outside of the mat, and just fall towards the right. So the right from the hip comes down and the right arm forearm comes down. Then go to the left, get your left forearm down as well. If it's too much, you can stay on your hands. Just keep telescoping your chest forward. Feel as though you had weights in your hip pockets or is a big weight sitting on top of your seat. Imagine that weight spreading all the way throughout your trunk. Maybe the body will come closer to the ground. Those with your chest on the ground, you can take a bind if you like. Left arm comes in front of the foot, all around the outside and underneath the knee. So your hand snakes underneath your leg and over your back. And you can take hold of your right hand, your left shoulder close to the foot, right beside or on the foot. Be like a lizard sunning itself on a warm earth. And then make your way back up, come back onto the hands. Bring your seat back a little bit, and from here, move the left foot in, all the way across the right, lower the knee down on the ground. Anchor down through the left side of the seat. If you can, ideally have your foot in the same line, heel in the same line as the knee. If it's too much, move the foot in, closer to the hip. If you're more flexible, you move your foot out in front of your face. And then just shift a little bit more weight, rock the right, left to the right, and try to pour more weight into the front of the right hip. And from here, you slide your left hand forward in front of the left knee, and then you bring your body down. Right hand slides forward. Those who are flexible, your chin might come to your heel, your forehead to the toe. If your foot was across, on the same line as the knee, your leg would be underneath your chest, close to the throat. Keep extending out. Notice how this pose is the head down, reflects surrender. And then we're coming back here. Okay, so from here, we're going to do it this way so you can see. So bring your hand, walk them over to the left. Bring your right elbow against the outside of the left knee. Your left hand in line with your left hip, and then slide your hand out a little bit. Press at your left hand, straighten your arm. Push against the knee with your right elbow. Look over your left shoulder. Pull the left hip back a little bit so you don't create a lot of folds in the waist area. Push the ribs and the hips out towards the right on the right side. here, press into your hands, lift the knee up and slide it in a little bit. Come upright. The legs are like a box. Your front leg upright, right ankle, bend the toes under and back foot. Right arm up. Options here. If you need an easier variation, take your hands to the outside of the knee, your left hand to the hip or on the seat. Inhale, push the lower back up and in. Exhale, just twist to your left. Look over your left shoulder and keep turning your chest towards the left. If you have more mobility, dive down with your right elbow to the outside of the leg, the armpit sitting on the outside of the knee. Left fist and right hand, or left hand pressing into your palm of the other one. Push your body up as you press down your left hand into the right. And then roll the left shoulder all the way back, turn your chest and face up. Here you can see if you can take your knee up off the ground. You can take a bind if you like as well. Might be easier to do it when your knee's on the ground first. Left arm goes over the back, hold it from underneath, and then lift the knee up. Extend through the crown, pull the left shoulder back. Now here, see if you can come into balance pose. This is an option. You can take the right foot in beside your left. Press off your right foot. Take a half breath in and see if you can come up. And then once you're up, you can straighten out the left leg. This is again an option. If it's too much to take the bind, you come back into this pose again, which we did before. Good. Then from here, release the foot. Bring hands down to the ground, three-legged dog. Lift the left leg up. So you can bring your head down towards the ground. Now if you're flexible, maybe get your head down to the ground. Keep pushing your left hand and bring the right hand back. Hold the inside of the leg close on the shin, or if you can, step on your hand with your heel. Get your left leg up. If it's too much, you can just keep in your downward three-legged dog with your both hands in front. For a nice steep curve behind your head, between your shoulder blades. Then from here, lift your head. You can come right into Vasisthasana from here. So right hand comes more to the middle of the mat. Spin towards your left. Your left foot turns to your right foot, sorry. You're on the right foot and right hand. And from here, those you can, keep your hips up. You can just take your knee, bend your knee, or take the foot. If it's too much, just your regular Vasisthasana. Push your hips forward. Be strong for the arm, don't jump, just sink into your shoulder. Back into Adho Mukha Savasana. Breathe in. Breathe out, soften. And bring your left foot between your hands. And then spin on your feet, face long edge of the mat again. Bring your arms out to the side and come up. We're going to the right this time. If you need to, jump 180 degrees, face the other way. And then turn to the right. Virabhadrasana 2 again. Nice, low stance here. Be strong and mighty like a warrior. Gaze over the front hand. And swing your left arm up to meet the right. Again, you can turn your left heel up if you need to. Look up. Straight line from the base spine right out to the fingertips. Bring the head back. Lower the knee down. Flatten out the foot, the back foot. And then prepare for Kapiyasana. Curve the body, push your right hand to your right knee, and then lean away from the leg. Let your left hand slide down to the left foot. You can stay here, or bring the left leg up. Try to get the foot close to the shoulder, bend the arm, fingers close to the ear. Right hand comes around the side of the head, and maybe you find you can lock your fingers together. Push the foot away from the shoulder.
tend to think of the smooth curves of a swan's neck. If you're in this variation, you come into a Kapiyasana variation called chain pose. You bring the foot close to the head, you pull the pose from above, and then you slip your left shoulder out from underneath. Bring your foot to the right, and then your foot might land on your head. So just through the practice, we find more efficient ways, our own tricks of getting to the poses. If it's too much, you bring your leg down. Just bring your Kapiyasana. Rock the shoulders back, stretch the arms, make sure you don't bend the arms. Think of the shape of a crescent moon. There's no kinks along the way. Break the pose. Lift up through the chest. Bring your hands down on the inside of the front foot. Walk the right foot out to the right a little bit more. Your knee stays close, in line with the heels and close to the shoulder. Fall to the left side of the body, hip and the forearm anchored down. And then shift to the right. See if you can get the right forearm down. And then keep on telescoping the chest forward. Maybe the belly will come right down the chest as well. Want to take a bind? Go ahead. Or other variations if you know them. Stay on your hands if it's too much. Come all the way down on the forearms. Think about what you're transmitting. Make the experience as beautiful as possible for all the beings who are experiencing this through your own body. Break the pose, come back onto the hands. Bring your seats back and heel toe the right foot in to the left. Bring the knee down on the ground. Adjust your stance, your pigeon pose here by either pulling your foot closer in towards the hip if you're more tight in the hips, or the conventional ways to have your foot in line with the knee if you can, or more flexible, bring the foot out in front so your leg is more than 90 degrees. And from here, slide your right arm up and then start to telescope your body forward. And you either land your chest on your leg, the leg is close to the throat, or in this case, if you're more flexible, your chin on the heel, your forehead on the big toe, the base of the big toe. Feel heavy through the hips, feel grounded. Start to make your way back up. Again, I'm going to turn so you can see. So you're going to walk your hands over to the right now. Push the left elbow against the outside of the right knee, the right hand in line with the right hip, and push into your hands, straighten, and then turn to your right. The right arm is straight, you're looking past your right shoulder. Pull the right hip back a little bit, take the folds out of the underside of the body, the right side, and push your hips and ribs out towards the left. Feel a stretch along the lateral side of the body, left side. And then coming back. Bring your hands back in front, press into your hands and lift the knee back up. Walk it in a little bit. Again, you're finding that nice shape of your box here. Left arm up, and you can either take the easy twist here with your hand on the other side of the knee, your right hand on the seat or on the hip. Twist to the right, look over your right shoulder, or Kapiasana. Elbow comes the outside of the thigh. If you want to take the bind, easier to do it when your knees on the ground. Scoot your seat back. This way, so you can see, scoot your seat back. Your elbow has to be in the space underneath the knee, like underneath your thigh. Use your right hand to guide the arm underneath the leg, so your hand comes underneath the belly. Right arm goes over the back. Hold the hand from underneath, and if you can, press the back heel up, the back knee up off the ground. Pull the shoulder back. Twist. With each exhale, go deeper.
you're lying on your back almost. Now if you can, if you want, option, bring weight into your right foot so you can step your left foot forward alongside it, and then push off your left foot. Take a half breath in and come up with your leg. Extend your leg out if you can. Turn your chest to the right, look over your right shoulder. Again, you can release the bind, hold the outside of the foot with your left hand, your right arm goes back. Or you bend your knee again, keep your hand on the outside of the knee. Release. Release the leg, bring your hands down. Hop your left foot back if you need to, downward facing dog. Try to bring your forehead down to the ground. If you can get your head down, it might be easier to take your next pose here. Keep pressing down in your right hand so you can release your left hand. Take hold of the inside of the leg somewhere along the shin, or step on your hand, your fingers with your left heel. Bring your right leg up higher. Then bring your left hand back into Vasisthasana from here. Just move your left hand close to the right. Spin on your left foot so it's at 45 degrees. Keep your hips up like you're doing Urdhva Dhanurasana, and then you can take your knee more easily, maybe even the foot. Or just come into your other variations, right foot stacked on top of left, or left knee on the ground if you need to. Break the pose. Come back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. So you bring the right foot forward to the hands, and then spin on your feet facing along the edge of the mat. Take your arms out to the side, come all the way up, standing back into your star shape. So, easy Chakrasana here. Let's do hero sequence. Actually, bring your hands to the heart center from the solar plexus. Inhale up to the space in the eyebrows. Send the power from that inner source right up. Hold it, and the space in the eyebrows, make it available to all beings. Exhale back down to the solar plexus. Continually replenish the source up there with your inner source. Then bring your hands to the seat. Pull your heels in a little bit closer. Bend your knees as though you're sitting on a horse. And then keep sinking, pushing your hands into your seat, pulling down at the same time. Allow your head to go back. Your body's lowered to the ground. You can slide one hand at a time, down the legs, hold just underneath the knees if you can. Roll the thighs outwards, roll the shins inwards. Use the hands at the knees, control that counter spiral. If you want to walk your hands further down, go ahead. If you feel comfortable, you might be able to step on your fingers with your heels at some point. Push your hips forward and up so that your legs eventually straighten. And bring your hands back to the backs of the knees. Maybe if your hands were further down, walk your way back up. Arms out to the side, hinge forward. Prasarita Padottanasana. You can take hold of the outside of the ankles, or step on your fingers with the outside edges of the feet. Extend to the crown. Exhale, pull the body right in between the legs. Try to get your body a little bit closer in between, so your head is in line with the middle of the feet. More flexible, try to bring your head through a little bit more, so your chest is behind your legs, and the back of the head in line with your heels. Those you want, if your head's on the ground, you can come into your headstand if you like. Place your hands in tripod. Your fingers in line with your heels, your palms behind your feet. And take your legs up. Again, for those practitioners who know how to do this, who are familiar with this, you can go ahead. Stay safe, know your limits. Going to come down now. If you're up in headstand, open up your legs again. As your feet come close to the ground, really engage your core so that you can pull your feet in close and land them in the same spot beside your head. Arms out to the side, press into your feet, come all the way up. Once again, easy Chakasana. Pull your heels in to this comfortable distance, push into your hips, bend your knees, and go back. Allow your head to drop back. If your head is close to the ground, you can see the ground easily. You can even come into Urdhva Dhanurasana. I suggest bring your hands down to the backs of the knees first, and then releasing one hand to the ground, and then the other hand. Stay on your fingertips, hips forward. This will make it easier to come up. When you're ready to come up, if you're in Urdhva Dhanurasana, bring one hand back to the back of the knee, push forward to heel your palm into the back of the knee, and then your other hand. Stay strong on your feet, keep hips forward, leave your heart to come back up. Walk your way back up. Coming back to upright position, arms out to the side, and from here, jump your feet together, the arms by the sides of the body, stand tall in Tadasana like a mountain. From the base of the spine, imagine the base of the mountain, breathe all the way up to the crown, which is like the summit of the mountain. Exhale back down to the base. Feel solid through and through to your devotion to the practice, to your devotion to serving others. Now come down onto your knees, headstand, Shilshasana. So if you know how to get into headstand, please go ahead. If you want a bit of guidance, I'll just give you a few options here. So if you're in headstand, or if you're going to headstand by yourself, once you're there, you can find your way into lotus. If you have a lotus, if not, just keep your legs straight up, and then just go inwards. Just take your attention to the space between your eyebrows. Focus there. So other options here. If you want to just stay very close to the ground, bring your forehead close to the knees, and then lift your seat up. Try to get your seat to come over your knees, so you're feeling a stretch in the back of the neck. It's as if you're trying to get your upper back to look like a wall. If it's too much, pressure on the back of the head, on the neck, you can just move your head forward a little bit more. Next, easiest one, take your heels, your palms beside your knees. Your arms are where you can see them, not beside your head, in front. Your arms are at a right angle, forming a triangle base between your hands and your head. And then walk your feet close to the wrists so your seat comes over your shoulders. Okay, and then just press your knees back underneath your knees against the elbows so you can flick your toes up away from the ground. Just flex your feet. Your toes will hover above the ground. Quite not too strenuous here. And then if you want, you can eventually pull your feet up close to the seat, slide your knees in closer to the shoulders on the upper arms. This is teddy bear. You can stay here for quite a long time. If it's too much pressure for your head, you can take hold of your opposite elbows. Make sure you can hold them easily in front, underneath your shoulders. Don't move the elbows. Interlace your fingers and place your head between your palms. Your hands are forming a helmet for the back of the head. Walk your feet towards you. Bring one leg back over your head, behind your back. And then you can just lift, pulse up off one heel. Lift the heel up and bring it back down. Each time, see if you can maybe lift your toes just a little bit off the ground, hover them, and then pull back down. Eventually, if you keep pushing through the back foot, you might be able to come up higher. You can keep your thigh in front of you against the body. And this will keep you steady. Don't jump, don't
Don't go fast. No jerky or aggressive or fast movements. Move with control. Now those of you who are in headstand already, you can see if you can come up off one arm. You can just keep one forearm down on the ground if they're beside your head. Move one hand out, in front. So let's say move your left foot behind your body, split your legs, your right hand in front, on your tripod, and see if you can come off all but one finger, the index finger. Most of the weight on your other arm, you're beside your head and your head. Flex your feet, keep pushing through the back foot. And for once in a while, so you can lift your right hand up off the ground. Try to switch your arms. Okay, so put the other arm beside your head and your other hand in tripod. Again, come up off all but one index finger. Actually, I find it easier. It might be easier if your left hand's in tripod, your left leg goes back. It might be easier to find a balance. You have to push with your back foot behind your back a little bit more so that you find a balance. You don't flip forward. And then eventually you just keep on pressing through the base of the toes, pushing the hand, and get your hand up. Let's come down. Relax in child's pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Come on.
So even if you can't do these poses, by watching the practice through other bodies, imagine you're in their bodies, we connect to each other psychically, and eventually at some point, maybe your body, you'll feel comfortable to do the pose and you'll find yourself in a pose. Now let's come into shoulder stand. So let's come to the front of the mat and then just come right from seated. You're just going to roll back, press into your arms so your feet go over your head, behind your head. Plow. Knees close to the shoulders. Join your hands behind the back if you can. Wiggle your shoulders back so the arms are way behind the back. And then bring your hands to your back, fingers facing up. And when your legs come up, you'll find a nice straighter line. You want to have your hips over your shoulders when you start your set. If you have a lotus, go ahead. Only if you have a full lotus. And then you can take your hands, if you're right on top of your shoulders, you might be able to take your hands to your thighs. You can do this with your legs straight as well. Push your hips forward. If you're in lotus, your knees should be higher than your hips. And then from here, take your attention to the space between the eyebrows again. Concentrate on a seat to divine perception located in the forebrow, in the center of the head, forehead. Try to make your mind one-pointed. Learn to control the mind, or the mind controls you. Concentrate on stillness. From here, if you have a lotus Pindasana, try not to change your point of focus from your forebrow. If you can take your bind if you're in Pindasana. Just join your hands underneath your seat. Your arms are around the outside of the legs. If you don't have a lotus, come into plow pose. Your feet come straight down to the ground behind your head. If your feet touch down, you can bring your arms behind your back on the ground. Keep pushing your hips forward. If your feet don't touch the ground, you can use your hands to help gently so when your hips come over your shoulders, your knees bite, your feet might come down. Option to bring your thighs against your body, your knees squeezing the outside of the head against the ears.
withdraw from your senses. The more you withdraw from your senses, the more you are unaffected by distractions that take you out of your concentration. Now we're going to make our way back down. Bring your hands behind your back, your thumbs together, your index fingers, your upper part of your index fingers touching. Roll down, keep your legs close to the body. Again, no fast, hard descents. Nice controlled. When your seat lands on your wrists, if you are not all the way down, keep your legs halfway down, halfway up still. Press into your elbows and lift your upper back up off the mat, so you're like a V shape. Then from here, if you feel strong, keep your legs up, push your chest up, and bring your head all the way back so the top head's on the ground. If it's too much, you bring your legs down onto the ground. If you want more, you take hands out from underneath, you bring your hands in front of your legs at the same angle, palms together, flying fish. Bastrika breath, breathe very fast through the nose like a sniffing dog. Keep your head there. If your legs are up, bring them down close to the seat, so your knees are bent up. If your legs are flat on the ground, slide them in close to the seat. Now, Urdhva Dhanurasana. Place your fingertips beside your head, lift your seat, and just push into your fingertips, slide your head back further towards your feet. Turn your hands around, fingers facing the toes, a little to the outsides of the mat as well. And if you can either stay with your head on the ground or take a half breath in and lift your head up off the mat. Urdhva Dhanurasana. Lift up your heels, stretch, rock back and forth. If this is too much, you can stay in bridge pose. Your shoulders on the ground, the back head on the ground. Just lift your seat and just try to get a nice curve from the top of the chest all the way to your knees. Good, stay a little bit longer. Maybe you can take your left leg up, straight. Push into your left hand, see if you come up all but one finger. Again, this is for advanced practitioners, okay? So you can come on to just the index finger. And see if you can take your hand up off the ground. Hold your breath. But you maybe don't take your hand to your thigh or your shin. And then come down, try the other leg now. Again, this is an option. You can keep both feet on the ground if you need to, when you need to. Stay up as long as you can, but then come down if you need to. Your right leg's up, you lift your left hand up off the ground, just your index finger on the ground. You have to push into your right hand, your left foot turned out to the left a little bit. And then take a half breath in, hold the breath. See if you can take your hand to your leg. Okay, so a little bit tricky. Again, work according to your condition, your limit, your abilities. And then come down. Relax in the back for a moment. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax. Feel all the tension just dropping out of the body. Okay, now from here we're going to bring back a little bit. Scoot back. Bring your knees up, close to shoulders. Take hold of the outside edges of the feet. It's happy baby pose. Rock back and forth. Or not back and forth, side to side, over your spine. Going from one side to the other. And then bring one knee down at a time, just underneath your arm, beside your body. Sort of like you're doing a Stairmaster exercise. From here, bring your knees together, bring your thighs together, and then it's like a supine Paschimottanasana. Keep your seat down,
pull your thumbs into the hip crease and roll the thighs down. Try to get your sacrum, just the bottom seat, keep to remain on the ground as you pull your legs towards your head. Your feet come closer to the head, your thighs right on your belly. Try to straighten your legs as much as you can. If you're very flexible, come back into happy baby pose. And then take hold the inside the heels and try to open your legs, try to get your toes to the ground in line with your ears. Bring your feet back up. Option to take your elbows, your upper arms on top of your thighs. So you're holding down the backs of your legs with your the backs of your arms. Again, you can just go from side to side a little bit. Eventually you might be able to take your hands underneath your seat. You might be able to straighten your legs, bring your toes to the ground. Or option, if you're very flexible, you can try to get your shoulders in behind your knees a little bit more. Get your knees up higher, close to the ears. Pull the feet out straight behind you. Cross your ankles. Hook your feet together and then bring your head up. Slip your feet behind your head. Yoga Nidrasana. So again, it's an option for advanced practitioners. You can keep your hands in front of your chest in Anjali Mudra or underneath your back and take the bind if you're deep in the pose. Now once you're in a pose, wherever pose you're in, breathe from the heart up to the space between the eyebrows and back down to the heart on the exhale. Break the pose. From here, just hold the backs and knees. Come right into seated position. Okay, so from here, Titivasana. Take your shoulders in front of your knees again. Allow your feet to hang over your arms. Your legs are close to the shoulders. Now some of you might be able to come into Titivasana from here. You lean back, push your heels, your palms into the ground from your hips on either side, and roll forward. Push your head forward. Your toes might come down. Lift your seat. Keep pushing to the backs of your legs, to the backs of your arms, and then lift your feet up. If you need to, you start from squatting. Come onto your feet and bring your shoulders in behind your knees, and then drop your seat down. Don't drop it down too low. Keep your body level to the ground. Walk your feet out in front and see if you can take your feet up. If it's too much, just stay on the ground like this. It's okay. Just push into the backs of the knees and just work. Just maybe rock back and forth. Okay, eventually you might be able to get momentum to come right up, your seat up. And release. From here, come onto your knees. Options here. Okay. Come onto forearms, baby tiger. Lift the right leg up. Imagine someone's pulling on your foot to get extension through the lower back. Now, if you want, you can come onto your hands. Place your hands where the elbows were. Arch your back, bend your knee. Take hold of the foot with your left hand. Pull it up high. If you're very flexible, you can take your foot out to the right a little bit. Take hold of the outer edge of the foot. It's like preparing for bow pose, full bow. The thumbs pressing into the base of the toes. Your elbows higher than the shoulder, so you can just bring your shoulder around. You're not stressing your joint. You bring your foot up over the head, and maybe right on top of your head. And release. Try it on the other leg now. So again, you can start with baby tiger. Lift the left leg up. Arch the back, keep your legs straight. Sink your heart, pull your chest, pull your head forward, away from the seat, so you don't jam up the back of the neck or the lower back. If you want, come back onto your hands, where the elbows were, and stay here, bend your knee, take your right hand around, take hold of the foot and pull it up. This is option one. Anchor down through the top of the foot, or bend the toes under, it might be a little bit easier. Press through the base of the toes. Or the other option, take your hand around to the foot, pull the foot up high, your elbows higher than the shoulder. So you take your foot around, your elbow around without stressing the joint. And then you can bring your foot onto your head. Release. Bring your seat back, forehead down, breathe in, breathe out, relax. Roll your way up, bring your legs out in front. Twist, let's do all-encompassing. So you can bring your, if you can, fold your left leg in front, your knees in front of the body, your foot's to the right, to the right hip, outside the right hip. So you're not sitting on the foot. Your right foot comes to the outside the left knee. If you can't get both sides to seat down, you can just extend your left leg and move your right foot out closer to the ankle. Beyond the heel is past the knee. The right hand behind the back, lift the left arm up, reach up, and press the arm against the outside of the right thigh. Inhale, push forward, back up and in, turn to the right. Keep the back straight. This is how it would look like if you're in the full pose. If you want, you can take your left hand to your heel, pull on the heel. Pushing your back of the arm against the knee so the knee comes further to the left as you go to the right. Other variations, go ahead. Some of you might know how to see the bind. The left arm comes underneath the knee. And then your right arm behind the back. And you join your hands behind your back. Release. Change your legs around. Extend your leg again if you need to. The important thing is not to lean back, especially if you're doing this version, for instance. Don't have your hand all the way back here. Bring it right against the back so your back stays straight. And then push the knee further beyond the right edge of the body. Inhale, lift up, push the lower back up and in. Turn to the left, make sure your body doesn't drop down into your hips as you twist. Initiate the twist all the way low down in the body, the hips, the base of the hips, and then eventually your head comes around, your chin comes over your shoulder. And if you're doing a full pose, do the same variations you did. You can hold the right heel, the right hand, or snake the right arm underneath the left leg, and then the right hand would take the left wrist behind the back. Turn. Lie down on your back for Shavasana. Ease your way down. Rest the body. Just listen to the following directions to help promote even more surrender to relaxation. Here is where we let go of all the physical, mental, and emotional obstacles that prevent us from being fully receptive to all the incoming benefits. Just imagine all the benefits, make yourself so receptive like a vessel to receive everything, the best of the best, all that you need to feel fulfilled, complete, directed all to the spiritual heart, which is located in the center of the chest, right side of the physical heart, the residing place of God. And as God is equally present in all beings, in all forms, all the love that you send there, all the goodness goes out to all beings everywhere. From the left fingertips, from the left toes, inhale all the way up through the left leg, right up through the spine, right to the crown. Exhale all the way back down. Feel the left side of the body sinking down. The left hip, the left leg. Feel as though all the muscles, organs along the way, the skin just hanging off the bones heavily. From the right toes, inhale up through the right leg, all the way up through the spine to the crown. Exhale all the way back down. Again, feel the right side of the body, this time sinking. The right hip, the right leg, everything heavy, sinking down. From the left fingertips, inhale up through the left arm, through the shoulder, through the neck, all the way to the crown. Exhale back down the same path. Feel everything relaxing, surrendering completely to softness, heaviness. All the muscles feel as though they were dissolved. From the right fingertips, inhale up through the right arm, through the shoulder, right to the crown. Exhale back down the same way. Let all the muscles along the way relax. The shoulder getting heavy, the arm like dead weight. From the crown, inhale down the spine and down to the left, through the left hip, to the left leg, right to the toes of the left foot. Exhale on the way back up. Feel even heavier. Any residual tension that remains, any tightness, resolve it now, let it go. Feel as though the whole left side of the body just as lifeless as can be, as dead as can be. And then from the right, from the head, crown of the head, down the spine, inhale. Down through the right side, right through the right leg to the toes of the right foot. Exhale all the way back up. Send out all residual tightness or tension. Release everything heavy, anchored down. From the solar plexus, again, the internal source of power. Inhale up to the crown. Send all of your power up there for all beings so we can share with all beings. Exhale back down to the solar plexus. From the fingers and the toes, and in through the pores of the skin. Inhale, imagine drawing in the best of the best, all the way up through the body. Send it right up through the central psychic channel, right to the crown. Exhale all the way back down through the spine and out through the fingertips, out through the pores. Send out all negativity, anything that you do not need. Keep all that you brought in. Allow it to just flood the whole body. From the base of the spine, inhale up to the crown. Exhale back down to the base of the spine. Now feel as all the nerves that usually travel down the spine send signals of the body, all the sensations to the brain. Imagine all that passage being clear of all that, so that then the body is not even talking to the mind, the brain. And then lose all awareness of the body. More difficult even, lose all attachment to the mind. All those thoughts, all those attachments, all those impressions that prevent you from seeing your true nature. Try to lose the identification of the body and the mind, for you are none of these, or the emotions either.
attune to the highest consciousness. You are consciousness itself. Concentrate on love, concentrate on wisdom, concentrate on cultivating all these qualities, compassion. First and foremost towards all beings, which helps to grow the unconditional love towards all. That is the goal. That's when we feel sameness all around, sameness towards everything. Equal love for all beings. Now ingrain that in the mind and heart. And prepare to carry that into the world now. Continue spreading the love and the wisdom to all to help promote that eventual release from suffering and pain, or being affected by suffering and pain. So now make your way back to seated position. Make your way there gently, quietly and mindfully and silently. Remain supreme.